chaos, panic, and the ruthless pressure cooker of the Premier League. 7 managers have already lost their jobs this season, and clubs still aren't finished. What's really driving this managerial merry-go-round? This story matters because the 2025-26 Premier League season has become a stark showcase of how fear, expectation, and boardroom politics are shaping modern football, not just results on the pitch. Fans, pundits, and even players are questioning whether clubs are destroying long-term stability for short-term relief, and the fallout reaches every corner of the global game. When the 2025-26 Premier League season kicked off in August, nobody could have predicted just how quickly the managerial landscape would change. By February 2026, a shocking 7 permanent managers were already dismissed, each departure telling a story of pressure, expectation, mismanagement, or boardroom politics gone wrong. This season isn't just about dropping points, it's about the ugly reality of modern football management. Let's rewind to the beginning. The first big managerial exit came early in September 2025. Nottingham Forest's board shockingly fired Nuno Espirito Santo, a man who had led the club to its highest league finish in decades and to European competition. Despite on-field success the previous season, his relationship with the owner, Evangelos Marinakis, had frayed badly during the summer, leading to an abrupt dismissal after just a few league games. Fans were left bewildered. Was this down to bad form or boardroom politics? Barely 2 weeks later, West Ham United parted ways with Graham Potter after disappointing early results. A club with aspirations of climbing the table could not tolerate slow progress, and Potter was sacrificed as the board hoped another face would spark a turnaround. This move revealed a trend. Clubs now see managerial appointments as interchangeable, not foundational. Then came Ange Postecoglou's astonishingly brief reign at Forest, just 39 days and 8 games without a win before he was shown the door. That's right, a manager who had success elsewhere barely got time to build his ideas before being dismissed. The season was barely underway, and already managers were being judged with merciless impatience. Across the league, Wolverhampton Wanderers showed no mercy either. Vitor Pereira was dismissed after a dreadful run that left Wolves bottom of the Premier League with 0 wins in their first 10 matches. The club decided desperately that change was preferable to faith in the process, a sign of how intense relegation pressure can warp thinking. January 2026 brought 2 of the most high-profile sackings of the season. Chelsea and Manchester United both turned the corkscrew. Chelsea parted ways with Enzo Maresca by mutual consent after inconsistent league form and concerns over his relationship with the hierarchy, despite some continental silverware. A club famed for impatience once again showed it prized short-term optics over long-term planning. At Manchester United, Ruben Amorim's tenure came to a dramatic end on January 5th. Disagreements with the club's leadership over tactical direction and recruitment, inconsistent performances, and pressure from supporters all contributed. United were 6th in the table, but the dismissal highlighted something deeper, that at some clubs, personality clashes and politics matter as much as results. Enthusiastic supporters who saw promise in Amorim's style were left frustrated, believing United's hierarchy had sacrificed stability for impulsive decision-making. Then, in February 2026, 2 more clubs succumbed to the managerial bloodbath. Tottenham Hotspur announced the sacking of Thomas Frank after just 8 months in charge. Tottenham's struggles in the league had been glaring. Only 2 Premier League wins in 17 games, a worrying slide towards the relegation zone, and performances that left fans questioning the team's identity. The club's statement bluntly cited results and performances as the reason for his dismissal, a cold, clinical phrase that typifies the harshness of today's game. At Nottingham Forest, the carousel kept spinning. Sean Dyche became the club's third managerial casualty this season, exiting after just 114 days in charge. Yes, 3 managers down and no respite. Dyche took charge hoping to steady the ship, but a goalless draw against bottom-placed Wolves proved to be the last straw. Despite decent early results, Forest's inconsistent performances and lack of goals drew fan ire and managerial impatience from the top. Pause here for a moment, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on Final Whistle Files for in-depth football narratives like this one that dig past the headlines and get to the truth behind the decisions that shake our sport. This story isn't just 7 names on a list, it's a mirror reflecting modern football's obsession with instant gratification. Managers are brought in with big visions and empty promises from owners and directors, only to be discarded when inevitable growing pains show up. The result? A toxic cycle where clubs gamble on a quick fix rather than building real identity and culture. Critics argued this relentless turnover is destroying the integrity of the sport. Legendary managers of old built dynasties over years. Now stability is mocked. Clubs gamble on new faces like roulette. Sometimes it pays off, but too often it leads to chaos and fan disillusionment. Supporters who defend these sackings often point to the brutal financial stakes of Premier League survival. The gulf between staying up and relegation is so vast that many boards feel they have no choice but to act. But is that reason enough to throw away long-term thinking? The evidence this season suggests clubs are sacrificing patience for panic and paying the price in identity and unity. Whether you love the passion and unpredictability of football or you despise the boardroom politics that now dominate decision-making, this season's managerial carousel has given us something to debate. It asks a critical question: are clubs running football, or is football running clubs? As we move towards the tail end of the season, all eyes will be on who survives, who thrives, and who becomes the next victim of Premier League's swift justice. And at Final Whistle Files, we'll be here breaking down every twist and turn for our global audience. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Join our community of fans who want context, clarity, and commentary that cuts straight through the noise. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more fearless football storytelling from Final Whistle Files.